where temples crumble but the trees hold. Welcome to Ta Prohm, Cambodia's mystical jungle temple, a place where nature protects the soul of an ancient empire. The temple was built without mortar, and after it was abandoned, trees took root in the loosened stones. The trees growing out of the ruins and the jungle surroundings have made it one of the most popular temples with visitors to the area. It has been on the UNESCO World Heritage List since 1992. The temple is referred to as the Tomb Raider Temple due to its depiction in the Hollywood film Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Unlike other anchor temples such as Angkor Wat or Bayon, which underwent significant restoration and reconstruction, Ta Prohm was deliberately left largely in its overgrown, semi ruined state. This is done to preserve its mystical, haunting atmosphere, to respect the symbolic power of nature reclaiming human creations, to provide a contrasting experience within the Angkor complex, to avoid structural collapse by interfering with the roots, and to maintain its global identity as a jungle temple. Early explorers and visitors were captivated by how nature and architecture intertwined. The temple's serpentine roots, crumbling stones, and overgrowth created an almost dreamlike lost world atmosphere. Ta Prohm offers a vivid, living reminder that no matter how grand human achievements may be, nature ultimately prevails. Today, only minimal conservation is done, ensuring visitors' safety and stabilizing severely damaged areas while carefully protecting the temple's unique overgrown appearance. Built in the 12th century by King Jayavarman VII, Ta Prohm was never meant to be just stone and mortar. It is a living monastery, Rajavihar, monastery of the king, dedicated to his beloved mother, honored as Prachna Paramita, goddess of wisdom. The northern and southern satellite temples in the third enclosure were dedicated to the king's guru, Jayamangalartha, and his elder brother, respectively. As such, Ta Prohm formed a complementary pair with the temple monastery of Priyakan, dedicated in 1191 AD. At its height, the Khmer Empire flourished with advanced water management supporting millions, 3 rice harvests a year. But beyond the fields, kings built temples not just for worship, but to secure cosmic harmony and royal legacy. The temple's stele records that the site was home to more than 12,500 people, including 18 high priests and 615 dancers, with an additional 80,000 inhabitants in the surrounding villages working to provide services and supplies. The stele also notes that the temple amassed considerable riches, including gold, pearls, and silks. Expansions and additions to Ta Prohm continued as late as the rule of Surendravarman at the end of the 13th century. Ta Prohm temple's bas reliefs, mysterious dinosaur carving, the famed Hall of Dances, and intricate artwork tell stories of spirituality, mythology, and imperial grandeur. The temple's layout includes Vihara, Dharamsala, North and South Gopuras, and the enigmatic Temple of the Four Faces, four gods, believed to represent compassion and guardianship over the empire. The Khmer Empire was a melting pot of Hinduism, Mahayana Buddhism, and later Theravada Buddhism. While some temples like Angkor Wat contain extensive inscriptions detailing construction, purpose, and religious motives, Ta Prohm lacks sufficient surviving inscription explaining its specific sculptures. Over the centuries, many of the temple records, if they ever existed, were destroyed, eroded, or lost to time. The humid jungle environment, plant overgrowth, and neglect after abandonment accelerated the loss of crucial written context. To ancient Khmer rulers, building a temple was building the future. Temples secured divine favor, political stability, and eternal remembrance. The stone temples whisper power for eternity. Ta Prohm's carvings are more than just a decoration. They are riddles carved in stone. Scholars still debate their hidden meanings, from celestial dances to mythical creatures. As the empire weakened under foreign invasions, it lost control of its water systems and shifted religions. The temple fell silent. The jungle reclaimed Ta Prohm, forgotten, abandoned, until nature wrapped it in a serpentine embrace. Ta Prohm embodies Mahayana Buddhist ideals, impermanence, compassion, and wisdom beyond words. The temple isn't just stone, it is a living symbol of how empires fall, but faith, nature, and mystery endure. As you walk the winding jungle paths toward Ta Prohm, listen. Among the whispers of the leaves and the calls of distant birds, a different sound lingers, the haunting music of Cambodia's soul. These musicians are not here simply to entertain. Their presence tells a quieter, tragic story, a story written not in stone but in scars. From the 1970s through the 1990s, Cambodia became one of the most heavily mined countries in the world. Landmines and unexploded ordnance were laid by various factions: the Khmer Rouge, government forces, Vietnamese troops, and others. Though the Khmer Rouge fell in 1979, the landmines remained, silent killers buried in rice fields, forests, and along paths near villages and ancient sites like Angkor. Under Pol Pot's regime, an estimated 1.7 to 2 million Cambodians died through executions, starvation, and forced labor. Though this brutal period officially ended, its effects devastated the country's infrastructure, economy, and medical systems. Many of these men are survivors of the Cambodia's darkest legacies, the hidden killers left behind by decades of war, the landmines. The blind musicians here are not beggars by choice. They are survivors of war, victims of landmines, and living witnesses to Cambodia's resilience. Their music reminds us that while the empire of Angkor fell centuries ago, more recent human suffering still shapes daily life here.